Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is going to be my family's June 2022 monthly budget. If you are new around here, my name is Sarah and I'm married to my husband Noah, and we have two sons, Jonah, who just turned 1 last month, and Logan, who just turned 2 in March. I've been doing our monthly budget now for about 5 years. I do usually show my budget on Google Sheets, but this month I'm doing it on the Every Dollar app. I do use this app every month because it's really easy to see how much of a certain category we have left. And how much we spend, and it's easy to just plug in the numbers when we are out buying things. It's easy to just plug it in, so I don't have to think about if I tracked that expense yet. So let me know down in the comments if you prefer the app or the spreadsheet. And with that, let's just get right into it. So first up, we have the income. I have a carryover. This is money that we have left in the checking account at the end of the previous month. I count it as income because it is money that is going to be budgeted and spent this month. And this amount also includes any cash that we may have on hand. So our total carryover was $601.13. And if I click here, I actually have some notes on it. $85 of that is cash. So $85 is actually just in our home. It's not in the bank. But it still counts as money that is going to be spent this month. Next up I have is my husband Noah. I have his amount blocked out for privacy, but he is salary and he gets paid twice a month the same amount. And next up is myself. I haven't worked in a few months. I do work for myself. I just do DoorDash and Instacart, things like that on the side when I'm able to. I am planning on working this month, but I do have that number blocked out for privacy. But I do show you our total income for the month is expected to be $4,321.53. Another reason I wanted to mention too that I like this app is it breaks down everything into percentages, and you can see how much is going to certain savings accounts and things. So over here we have our bills, expenses. This right here, FCU, that's just the Frankenmuth Credit Union that we use. We have a Wealth Builder account with them. This is our Capital One. We have all of our sinking funds in one Capital One sinking fund account and one savings account. And then I just keep track on a spreadsheet how much is actually in each individual account. I do this in case there's one category that needs more money than another. And then we also have another Capital One savings. This is just for my taxes because I do work for myself. So if I do work, I need to take money out to pay my taxes. This one here is my husband's online checking account. This one here is mine. And then this is technically a debt section, which you will see more about when we get to it. So here we have the bills, and first up we have is the mortgage. You can see that we've already spent money. That is because it is the first of the month when I am recording this, and they took out their money first thing in the morning, of course. Next up is the gas and electric, and this is down. It is $135.58 this month. That's just because we've been using a lot less gas. Next up is our water and our trash. We pay this every 3 months, and it is due this month. That is $390.39. Cricket is my phone, and that is $35 every month. Next up we have is our internet, and right now that is at $44.99. Next up we have the expenses section, and the first thing we have here is a buffer. This is $500. This is money that I need to make sure is left in the checking account, at least this amount, because this will cover the mortgage when they pull it out. Next up we have is dates and fun. This is for any family fun things we do, any eating out, and I have that at $215 this month. It is up a little bit, but you know, when the weather gets warmer, we want to go outside and go places and do things and not be locked in the house. Next up is gas, and that is at $315, and that is up again because we just want to get out of the house and go do things, and gas is expensive right now, so I had to up that to $315. Next up we have is our groceries, and that is at $350. I don't know if we'll be going to Costco or Sam's this month. Usually when I say we're not going to, we end up doing it anyways. We did go last month even though I said we weren't going to, but we had a lot of extra income last month, and so I allowed us to go ahead and do that since we had the extra money to do it anyways. Next up is household, and that is at $50. That is for things that we need for the house, like paper products, soap, things like that, just random things, light bulbs, whatever, you name it. And the reason this is so low is because my sister does some couponing, and so I get some deals from her. So we have that at $50 this month. Next is miscellaneous, and this is at $275. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do. My husband is in a wedding this month, and we owe $200 on his tux that he has to wear. Yeah, I'm not happy about it, but there's nothing I can do. So $2.75. Next up is Hulu, and that is 99 cents a month. And we are not paying anything on the extra mortgage. We haven't for a while. I think the last time we did, I think it was back in November, but I'd have to go and check. We just got other things going on right now, but we do plan on bumping this up quite a bit. You will see that starting actually in next month's budget, so stay tuned for that. Next up, we have our emergency fund, and this is at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. We have an account with them, and we are not putting anything in our emergency fund this month, and you will see why here in a bit. Next up is our sinking funds. This is in a savings account online. All of these funds here are in the same account, and I keep track of them, how much is in each one. That is because, let's say, for example, okay, I can click on the car repairs, and I see that we have a balance starting of $746.76. Well, let's say something breaks and it costs, let's say, $1,000. I don't have enough money, so I can go somewhere else. Let's say Christmas. You can see that the fund balance is $201.86, and I can go ahead and steal some money from there. So technically, the entire account is not negative. It's just one account that's negative, if that makes sense. But it would be easy for me to just go in the next month and fund the negative account. So that's why I do it. If there's something that comes up and one account needs more money, that's why I do it, and that's why I do it that way. So first up, we have our car insurance, and I can actually click on it and show you that our fund balance to begin with, this is what we had. This is the amount that we have at the very end of May, and that is $772.36. For car repair, and we are putting $100 into the car insurance. For car repairs, we're putting $80 in, and our starting balance is $746.76. For Christmas, we're putting in $50, and to start, our balance is $201.86. This is a clothing fund for my son, Jonah. He's not getting anything. That's because he has one $11.50 in there, and that's good for him. We did go to some garage sales and things, and so he's really good on clothes, and plus he gets the hand-me-downs from my son Logan. So we do buy him new things every once in a while, but he's good to go for a while. Next up is the clothing fund for my son Logan. He gets $15, and his balance starting out is $67.90. Next up is my husband Noah. He's getting $25, and he is starting at $30.72. This is my clothing fund. I'm getting $55, and I am starting at $158.73. I'm pretty much hoarding my money and waiting to just buy a lot of pieces at the same time. I need to buy some new shoes because we are going to Arizona in September, and we will be hiking, so I need to buy some new shoes for that. And the reason I'm getting more this month is because I actually had I bought some clothes from Costco. I didn't like the way they fit. The pants were just way too long, so I returned them, and so I gave myself my money back. Next up is the gifts fund. We're not putting any money in here. This is just for baby showers, wedding gifts, when someone has a birthday, just whatever. We don't have any birthdays or anything coming up soon here, so, and the fund balance is at $135.19, so that's pretty good. So we're not putting anything this month. Next up, we have is home maintenance, and our fund balance starting out is $994.56, and we plan to put $50 in that. Next up is the kids, and they are getting $50. This is for things like diapers, wipes, toys, just random things that are not clothing, because the clothing comes out of their clothing fund. They are starting at $115.36. Medical is at $0, which is really sad. If you guys have seen my last two budgeting videos, I was upping this because I was planning on having LASIK done for my eyes. I was really looking forward to it, but there's some medical things that came up, and it's looking like I cannot have that done. So I'm not putting anything in that account. I, for now, am not having the procedure. We have $540.96 in that account. That's why I'm not putting anything in. We're well stocked. That's a good amount for if anything were to happen, so I'm not going to be funding that for a while. So that's that. For pictures, we have $193.01 still in here. I'm not putting anything. This is just for professional pictures that we would like to have done soon, hopefully. Next up, we have the subscriptions and memberships, and we're putting in $20. This is for Hulu, Amazon, Costco, Google Storage, stuff like that. We are starting at $67.61. And next up, we have vacation, and we're putting $50 in here, and we have a balance of $650. Next is our tax fund. I have this blocked out for privacy. Next up is my husband, Noah. You'll notice he's getting $0. That is because, again, we had more income coming in. We sold a bunch of things in May, and he got $175. I went ahead and just put it in his account early for this month, so I put the $175 into his account, so he now has $215.53 in there, but we're not actually planning to give him anything out of this month's income because I gave it to him just a couple days early. This is my personal money and I get $75 this month. My balance is $120. I am saving up. I'm not really sure what for. I don't really buy myself a lot of things, so who knows, maybe I'll use this money and then I'll use my clothing money and I'll have even more clothing money. This money is just for whatever I want to spend it on. So then we come to the debt category. We have an ABC warehouse card, and we bought a fridge in March, the end of March. And you can see here it was $2,091.02. And we are paying it off this month. We are paying $600 and completely paying that off. We also got a city card. We are putting a fence up right now in our backyard, and we went ahead and put that on a card. And there is no interest. Our balance right now is $1977.68. There is no interest on this card for 16 months. We had to buy, I wrote some notes for you guys so I wouldn't forget. We had to buy of course, the fence panels, the posts. We needed a saw. We actually were digging a hole, and then there was a huge beam about 2 feet down into the ground, sideways. So that was fun. So we had to buy a saw to cut that up, and then we needed the blades for that. And then, of course, we need a lot of nails and screws, cement, and we had to get a new shovel, and then we need the latches and the hinges, because that is why we are making a new fence, is to have it completely fenced in for the kiddos, because we live on a corner lot. We live in town, and the road is very close, and we have young babies, so we went ahead and did that. I don't plan, well, let me think. We do need a lot more screws. We might need a couple more. Well, I know we're going to need a few more fence panels, but this balance shouldn't get above $2,200, which is, this I guess technically is considered debt, but I don't really consider it debt because we have the money to pay it off. It's just nice to be able to pay it off in smaller amounts rather than just fork out $2,000, which would have to come from our savings. I will say we do plan on also building my son a sandbox. Right now, he has some sand in the basement, just in a big pool, big plastic pool, and we plan to build him a little sandbox outside for that, so that we can have a play area for some other toys in the basement, because we don't have a lot of space in this house. So we're trying to make an area that they can play in. That's not my living room, because my living room is just a mess of toys every day, because there's no other spots to put toys really. So yeah, we plan on building a sandbox with this money, buying the rest of the things that we need to build a fence, and then we also might, well, yeah, we are also going to buy, we need a new door, the door that goes from our kitchen to our entryway. We need a new one of those, and then we also need a new back door. There are gigantic black ants. They are so terrifying, and the doors are not good, and they come right up under here, and oh, I cannot stand them. I'll actually tell you a quick story real quick. When I was pregnant with my first son, Logan, I was sleeping in our bed. We have a Tempur-Pedic bed, and my husband didn't like, because I had to sleep with the bed way up. You ladies that have been very pregnant, you know what I'm talking about. Acid reflux and all that. So he was sleeping in the living room, and there happens to be a door that connects our room to the living room, and it was open, so he heard me, but I just woke up. I felt something stinging and just hurting my neck, and I woke up, and he came in there. I woke up screaming, and he came in there, and there was this giant ant, and it was literally halfway in my neck. So these things, they just terrify me. And just the thought of them, getting one of the kids or something, or I don't even ever want to see one again in my house. So the doors are definitely a necessity, and we will be getting those. And we will probably put them on this card, since there is no interest for 15 or 16 months. I have it written down on my calendar so that I know. We will get nowhere near there, because after this month we're only putting $315.82. That's just the extra that we had left over from this budget, and usually we have a lot more money left over. $600 to ABC. We won't have that anymore. That is done. That is paid for. Usually, there was some other things. Oh, yes. Our water and trash bill is not due every month. So that's something that's, costing us a lot of money this month. And then usually our miscellaneous fee is, our miscellaneous fund is not this high. So when those things are no longer next month, we will have a lot more money to pay off the city card and pay it off quick. I don't plan on carrying a balance on it into the next year. I guess another thing we might do is, our home is very, very old and our flooring is coming up in our kitchen, but our house is so uneven, floors would have to be leveled. But we've been told to do that is going to cost lots and lots, thousands and thousands and thousands, because the house can't take the weight of putting the self-leveling cement down. So we might have to go for a cheaper flooring, like some kind of a roll vinyl maybe, but we might put that on this card as well, the city card. Really, the stuff doesn't cost a lot of money, but since we have this card, and it is interest free, I really would like to utilize it as much as we can. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated and let you know what we buy and what we plan on doing with the card. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.